We have some real boss ladies coming up for you.
Oh yeah, we have the girl power lined up this morning. So we're going to start with an actress who was a role model for girl bosses. We have a stunt woman who created a star-studded challenge and the first female coach in the NFL.
Malou, I am so inspired by that coach, Dr. Jen Welter. She just created a children's book series to help our little ones really just cope with the COVID-19 crisis. Okay, Dr. Jen, before we get into your new book series, which we can all find on Caribou, I have to talk to you about pretty much paving the way for all of these young girls and young women. You're an amazing role model. You are the first female coach for the NFL. What was your experience like with the Arizona Cardinals?
Such a powerful experience. Those guys were really excited to be a part of history, and I think it really speaks to the quality of men there and the importance of having diversity in every situation, and in this one specifically bringing women into the conversation in the equation. It's not about being better or worse, it's how someone's going to absorb information. And the thing that was made crystal clear to me from every one of those guys is that though it was new to be coached by a woman in the NFL, most of them had been coached by incredible women their whole lives.
That's so incredible. And you really did make history. So thank you so much. So you are a trailblazer in everything. You're always busy. You're always doing something. Talk to me about this new book series that you have. By the way, I read it with my son. It is fantastic. He learned so much. He's finally starting to understand a little bit. He always asks us, when is the sickness going to be done, Mommy? When is it going to be done? I'm like, well, it's not going to end. It's going to be here for a while. So this was so great to educate him.
Yeah. And, for me, it was, the world is looking at these big problems, and they're ones we haven't had to discuss for a long time. And I have such a passion for kids and giving them a voice, bringing them into the conversation. And that was the goal. Let's take what's going on in the world and bring them into the conversation in a way that not only can they understand, but they can actively help. Instead of Mommy's just washing my hands to torture me, like, no, we're going to have a bubble battle and we're going to defeat the virus because, the virus wants to get into like your nose and on your clothes. But like, if you wash your hands, like you can't handle it. It's like, no. And, to wear a mask and what that means, because traditionally a mask, it would be a villain. Right? If we look at the Bandit and the Wild Wild West, like we cover our faces when it's bad. So to be able to reframe that and make it like when my niece pointed at it and she says, that says I love you. I was like, oh my gosh, we did it. Right. And that when they put that on, it was their way of helping. And that gives you as the mom something that you can go back to and say, okay, we're going to defeat the sickness. Remember, like, let's wash our hands. And don't you want to be a part of the army? Like, let's put the mask on, right? And that changes it and makes it not scary, but gives them a way to put it in their terms and be proactive and positive. And that just changes things.
This is such a perfect example of how they can understand such a complicated topic, but in their language. And it is fun. It's challenged me to actually have to play with him and explain things to him. And I never thought I'd say this, that, teaching him about coronavirus would be fun, but now it's actually fun because I can explain it to him. Yeah.
Especially if you get into the voices, like, or pick me up, those are hard. But when we're making the virus like so scary, that's also why I wanted people to be like, hey, the virus doesn't have feet. It can't just walk down the street. So to move, it must be carried, right? And then they're like, oh, like
they get it.
He said, it's mad. You'll pick him up. Yes.
Yeah. And they're understanding it. So folks can find this on Caribou right now, and it's free, right?
Free. Pick it up. Caribou is a video conferencing app. So even if, you wanted to read it with someone else's kids, you could do that anywhere across and you can read it. It's there.
Awesome. Well, there you have it. So powerful. You are so amazing. Thank you so much, Dr. Jen. And keep doing all these amazing things that you're doing. You're such an inspiration for everyone. So thank you.
Thank you for having us.